Good day, all my fellow fishing fanatics. Hope you guys are all well. Look at this, you can feel the spring in the air. It's around the corner. Beautiful morning here in the west coast. We had a bit of mist this morning, but it's all cleared up now. So yeah, I've decided to make a short video on the combos I use, the reels. I spoke about that in my previous video. And I'm going to tell you why I matched the reels up with that specific rod, and let's get into it. So the first one would be the Okuma C30. It's got 10-pound braid on there, and this has got paired with the Okuma Wave Power 6'6" rod. It's medium action. This I purely use for light tackle, like light lures, mostly smaller spoons for the younger elf and even the leeries. And you can use stick baits as well. You can put it on a bucktail, with the setup, a small bucktail, and work that bucktail or those spoons with the I would say this is my lightest setup that I've got available. 6'6" rod with a size 30 reel. Okay, the next one in my arsenal of spinning gear would be the Okuma Jaw, which I mentioned they've actually discontinued, but such an awesome little reel, very smooth. It's got a full ball bearing system, and I've got this paired up with the new Okuma Wave Power. The cosmetics are so cool on this. It's actually the Wave Power Pro. This is a medium to heavy action rod, 7 foot. You also get them from 6'6" up to a 9 foot heavy action. But most of my spinning setups are from 6'6" up to 7 foot, and I pair them mostly with 40 size reels. I just like it, This one's got the 8 kg drag, like the Zaki, also 40 size, and I still need to test out this rod. It's super light, I must say, and it looks awesome as well. But yeah, let's move on to the next one. This one I'll use for spoons, bucktails, and yeah, spoons, maybe stick baits and small plugs, because it's got a lacquer stiff tip there. So yeah, let's get to one of my all-time favorite setups, combos. That's paired with the Pixar, also a 10 kg drag system. This specific rod, most of the guys would know, the Daiwa Crossfire. I've customized it a bit. The top section's also not Daiwa, it's something different. It's actually a Wave Power top section. But I like using this specific rod, or particular rod, for bucktails jigging. It's got a super solid backbone. The cosmetics are awesome on these. I've changed the wrapping on that though. And then the tip action on the Wave Power, it works perfectly with this rod combo, I must say. So I use this purely for jigging bucktails. I normally take 2 rods with me, one for bucktails and one for spinning with stick baits, or spoons. I just love using spoons because they're so versatile, and you don't need a lot of action, on the rod tip. So yeah, this is my favorite setup. I've actually caught big stingrays with this Garrick. I'm in love with this setup, it's amazing. Is one of my favorites, also one of my favorites. This is the new Sensation Vagabond series. It's actually a bass rod. This is a medium to heavy action. It's a 1-piece rod. It's absolutely beautiful. I like the green. It's like this army type of effect. But yeah, the reel, this is an absolutely wonderful reel. It's got a super solid drag, it's 10 kg, it's carbon fiber drag washers. So I thought I can pair this up with this rod. This rod is super solid. It's got 24-ton Torrade carbon, super lightweight. So it's nicely paired with the reel, which is also very light. And this I use for plugs and spoons and stick baits. You can chuck stick baits a mile away with this because it's got a nice stiff tip. Yeah, so that's one of my better setups that I've got available. Is the Vagabond series and the ITX. Unfortunately, Okuma discontinued the ITX. I'm so sad about that. You can still get them, but yeah, this one in particular is the 40, and yeah, super reliable. Next one, I've had this Pixar for just more than 4 years. I know I mentioned this in the previous video, 4 years, but definitely more than 4 years. Still silky smooth. I've got this paired up with the Okuma, the blue carbon 7-foot heavy. Now this rod and this setup I use for live bait fishing. You can also use it for spinning with stick baits and stuff like that, but I like it because it's heavy action, and the rod tip it's a very strong rod, you know, it doesn't have a lot of play. It's got a solid backbone. I mean, it's an inexpensive rod, not a very expensive rod. So like a setup for live bait. Like I said, I like doing sight fishing with this. I even go to the beach with this rod and catch some sandies and even some stingrays with this. Let's move on to my 8-foot rods. These are both heavy action 8-foot rods, spinning rods. I've mentioned that I use this combo for bait fishing, but I've decided this year I'm going to do, you know, if you want to get that distance, it's an 8-foot rod, heavy action, paired with the new Okuma Seymour, the HD series, the 5000. I put on a different handle. I'm not fond of the new T handles they've got on there, but this I'm going to use specifically for big plugs, big spoons and big stick baits, and just to get that distance, because I've noticed that last year and this year the lures were feeding deeper. You know, they weren't in the shallows as like the previous years where they used to smash the mullets. I don't know what changed, maybe something in the river. So yeah, we'll see what happens this year. But this, oh, it's a stunning rod, the Power Plus from Sensation. I put the tape on there if I use it for bait fishing, so it doesn't get damaged in the rod spikes. This, I'm gonna work this thing with plugs. I'm gonna work it. It's Duraflex technology, so this thing has got quite a bend on it, and it's got a super solid backbone. So I'm gonna use this for big lures and plugs. The next one is quite a special setup. I've got the Inspira matched up with the Okuma Recon inshore. It's a heavy action rod, 8-foot, 11 kgs on the Inspira, the 4000 series. I also changed the handle. It's actually my ITX's handle, because like I said, I don't like those T knobs. And this I'm going to use for spoons. I'm going to use, I don't think I'm going to use plugs with this, and definitely for jigging with bucktails, big bucktails on this setup. Just the rod is super light, and the reel as well. This combo is actually perfect, you know, it's perfectly balanced. You do get the Inspire in the 5000 series, which you can also match up with the 8-foot rod, but I like it light, you know. I like light tackle. That's what I do. That's my game, man. Light tackle. So yeah, and that's basically all my spinning setups. I can't wait for the season to start. That's why I'm making these videos, getting everything ready. The next video would be about the leaders I put on, and the lengths of the leaders, the knots I use, and why I use the knots, because I'm a FG fan. FG knot fan. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the vid. Just gives you a clearer perspective of what I use and why I use it. Alright guys, enjoy the day. Cheers.